Hello everyone, welcome to the guided notes on homework number 6. Actually, this is notes number 6 to get you ready for homework number 6, which is all about synthetic division. This is a process of dividing polynomials, which means that we're going to factor. When I'm dividing any kind of polynomial, what I'm figuring out is, will something divide into it? The opposite of division is multiplication. So really, I'm figuring out, will two things multiply to give me my end result? Or what I start with, rather, and then if I can divide, then do I have products? So we'll get started here on an example. I'm going to skip down to number 6 at first and show you how to set it up, and then 1 through 5 will make a little bit more sense. So in number 6, I'm asking, will this polynomial, 2x cubed plus 4x squared minus 3x minus 6, be divisible by x plus 3? Well, really what I'm asking is x plus 3 a factor of this polynomial, whatever, f of x or g of x? That's really what I'm asking. The way to solve that is to see if x plus 3 divides evenly into this polynomial. So what I'm going to do is write the coefficients of the polynomial, 2, 4, negative 3, and negative 6. And make sure the polynomial is in descending order. And then I write the coefficients out. If a coefficient is missing, then I have to put a 0 in its place as a placeholder. And then I put the negative, and then I put the root right here. So if the factor is x plus 3, I'm asking, is x minus 3 a root? What happens first is the first term comes down, so the 2 comes down, and then I multiply going diagonally. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. I'm going to add, as I go vertically, 4 plus negative 6, that gives me negative 2. Then the process begins again, that I'm going to be multiplying negative 3 times negative 2, and the result goes right here. That's 6. Negative 3 plus 6 is positive 3. I'm multiplying again, negative 3 times 3, and the answer goes right here. That answer is negative 9. And so negative 6 plus negative 9 is negative 15. What answers my question and determines whether or not x plus 3 is a factor is what I get in this box. If I end up with a number other than 0 in this box, the answer is x plus 3 is not a factor. In other words, it doesn't divide in evenly. It has a remainder. Okay, so when we look up here, here's how the synthetic division works. Based on the work provided, write a dividend. That means the answer you get when you divide. That's just a fancy word of saying the answer, as a polynomial in standard form. Okay, here's my original polynomial. Here's my root in question mark, is that a root? As I go through this process, I bring the 1 down, and then I multiply negative 1 times 1. This math, it doesn't look right. I should be getting negative 1 here. Here we go. Okay, there was just a mistake. 2 minus 1 is 1. Negative 1 times negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. I'm going through this process here. Negative 1 plus negative 1 is negative 2. And then I'm multiplying negative 1 times negative 2, and my answer goes here. And I get 0 as a remainder. So what's left is x, this would be x squared, plus x minus 2, because I have 3 terms, and originally I started with x cubed plus 2x squared minus x minus 2. Okay, based on the work provided, now write the quotient as a polynomial in standard form. Okay, so, the quotient is the answer that I get, and the dividend is also another word for answer. Dividend, divisor. Okay, so here we go. I want to move away from 2 and 3 as I think about this now, and I want to look at 4 right now. I'm trying to fill in some missing values. I know that I'm going to bring the 2 down, so that goes there. I know that something in this box times 2 has to be negative 4. That means it's negative 2. Because negative 2 times 2 goes to negative 4. And then I'm adding 1 and negative 4 and getting negative 3. And then I'm multiplying negative 2 times negative 3 to get 6. And then what am I going to add to 6 to get 5? I'm going to add negative 1 to 6 to get 5. And then I'm going to multiply negative 2 times 5 to get negative 10 and have a remainder of 0. So I'm going through the process of of synthetic division. We'll talk about the polynomials. If that confuses you, just leave that out. Just start to be able to know the process here. So some number is coming down, and when I multiply it by 3, I'm going to get, this one gets a little trickier. Something times something else, I get 3, and then I've got some subtraction here. I'm not sure about this one. Let's see. I know what has to go in this box is, let's see, 1 plus something is going to give me negative 2. That's going to be negative 3. So now I know that this has to be a 3, and this has to be a 1. That has to be a 1. It's sort of like playing a weird version of Sudoku. All right. And then lastly, 3 times that's going to be negative 6, so I know this one had to be 6 in order to have a remainder of 0. Okay, just going through the process of synthetic division. Let's do one more example together. Let's do 7, where I'm going to set it up with the root in the box. So that's where that 4, it says negative 4, so I know that the root would be positive 4. And then I'm going to take the 1 from the x cubed, the negative 6 from the x squared. There is no x term, so that's going to be a 0 as a placeholder, and then the 9 as the constant. Now, I'm going to bring the 1 down, multiply 4 times 1, and get 4. Add negative 6 plus 4 to get negative 2. Multiply 4 times negative 2 to get negative 8. Add 0 and negative 8, and get negative 8. Add 4 and negative 8 to get, multiply negative 4 and negative 8 to get negative 32. And then add 9 and negative 32, to get, I'm blanking here, to get negative 20, why can't I do this? 23. There we go, negative 23. Okay. I will see you in the next video for another set of examples, and I will upload the notes to Teams.